Yes, so everyone, welcome to the final drop. And we're here in Jukebox Studios. Shout out Jukebox. Shout out man like Ro.
Big up, Ro.
Yeah.
Ro mix.
Why?
See, I did it for you,
That's
fam.
cack. That's Wayne.
I did it.
That's Wayne. Wayne's
Ro
here.
mix.
Shout out Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne's recording us today. Wean. Did you wash
Wean
your
by the
batty
camera.
today, Wean? Jeez.
Right, already?
Yeah, we go. Let's get. Bro, we were recording, mate.
Hey, so what? How is everyone though? I'm good. Everyone good though, yeah.
Good man. Long day at work. I like
Long
Gareth.
day at fucking work, or a long week at work, bruv.
But
Yeah, man. Anyway, I got a drop. So, shout out to Ro for the drop. Baiting them up again. Do you lot think that sound engineers, what do you lot call yourselves these days?
Sound engineers, recording engineers.
Do we think that sound engineers should be able to put their tags on your tunes? What do you think, boys?
Before you start, yeah, some people might not know what engineer is, so do you want to quickly just explain what one is?
Well, there you go, the drop's done.
'Cause I didn't even know.
Man don't even know who you are. Like.
On the level, I had to ask one of my brethren the other day, like, what exactly an engineer does. Because obviously I had a thought on my head of what it is, yeah, but I didn't actually know, like, how deep and how important their role is.
Yeah, so they'll make your vocals sound good. Because when a raw vocal sounds shit.
What, just vocals?
This is what I like to think an
yeah.
engineer does, yeah. An
More.
engineer does, yeah. See when a producer makes a beat or a rapper records his verse, yeah. How good you think it sounds in your head when you write it out or you make the beat or you plan it. That's how good the engineer's meant to make it sound in real life, innit? But that's what I feel that's what the engineer's job is. So after all the beats made and the vocals are recorded, that's when the engineer's job begins, and it brings it to that next level, and it makes it that thing where, you know, that beat slapped, or his verse, you can hear every word, you know what I'm saying? That's the job of the engineer, you know what I'm saying? To bring clarity, to bring the whole composition together in it, and bring it to another level. You know what I'm saying? Put that polish, that professional sheen on it. It's like in a movie, you get the color grade, the guy that does the color grades, or that guy that does all the cinematography, who puts the polish on the film. You know what I'm saying?
Can you name anyone
One
that's
second.
done?
Can I
Yeah,
just
go on.
ask you, so with all of that, you're trying to say, like, after a music video, something, should have some credits?
What's
Trying
that?
Some credits after a music video, trying to promote everyone that was
A lot of people do though. But people do
No,
it.
do you
You
get what
know,
I'm
you
saying,
do
though?
know this, because that's the name of the person. You see it. That's one of the first things you see on a music video now. Is the nowadays it's different with a music video, because the person that shoots it and directs it is the editor as well. You know what I'm saying? That's all in one package now. They do the whole job. They do the color grading. They do everything. So they do from start to finish.
No, but they do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Though.
No,
what
no,
I'm saying?
that's different when it's music,
But
innit? You know what I'm saying?
So if you're making a music video, yeah,
Yeah.
what are you gonna put the engineering at the end, and like some rolling credits and this and that, trying to big up everyone that helped you produce this one track?
If me personally,
So it's a personal opinion.
it's down to if it works, if it fits with the song, I believe it's like one of the things. It's one of those ones where it's for the instance, innit? If it works, then it works. If it doesn't work, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
like, I'd even when I produce, I'd even put my producer tag on certain things. I feel like certain songs, if they have a certain depth to it, it doesn't, and the tag I put on it is gonna take away from the atmosphere or the vibe of the music, then I'll even put my tag on it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but that's your promotion. That's
But it's
people
my
knowing.
prerogative. It's down
Yeah, so
to
why
me.
don't you
innit?
do
It's
it?
down to what works. I do it sometimes. I do it when I put beats up on like BeatStars to sell, or put like stuff for promotional purposes. Yeah, my tag's all over it. But if it's like a deep track, you know what I'm saying? Like the track I did with K9, like Stress 2, and he's talking about it's a tribute to his dead friends and that passed away. I don't have Wes tracks all over the front of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you want to give certain things more respect. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my point of view. That's where I take it from. Sorry, I touched on my day.
So what if you do like what if it's like one of them auto-tune dead songs? Is that's like they rely?
I don't make auto-tune
Yeah.
songs.
Basically, music right now, music right now relies so much on the sound
but
engineer.
more time people just take the beat off YouTube anyway. So if I put a track on YouTube, a beat on YouTube, then it's got my tag all over it.
Yeah, but
So
what about?
so whatever artist has done is downloaded it off YouTube and just used it. You know what I'm saying? More time they're using tracks without the producer permission, whatever. So it's all like a bit of a guerrilla thing anyway right now. People are just renegading it, taking
Yeah,
tracks
but
from wherever.
you can't take a mix.
So why not have the engineer do a tag? If the engineer does a good job on it and the
Yeah.
artist don't mind, then he can put his tag on it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, should engineers start doing that though? Should it be a thing where?
as like a practice, as like best practice, or
Well,
like
all of
something
a
that should be
sudden,
done all of us.
all of a sudden, it don't matter what kind of producer you are.
If it
There's
works,
a tag
it
on
works.
the beat.
Like we were saying this earlier, like you were saying, like with certain engineers, they put their stuff all over it regardless, yeah. But then it's like, if that engineer is putting together a mixtape, and even though he's the engineer, he's not only the engineer, he's the executive producer of that mixtape. Because without him, he's the coordinator, he's the creative force behind it. He makes everything come together. So without that person being in there doing that, then it wouldn't be anything anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what role you're playing, how important you are to the track, how important your role is to the artist, and if you're instrumental in it coming together, then yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? I don't see the problem in it. You know what I'm saying? But it's got to fit. You know what I'm saying? You can't like just do it in the middle of whatever. It's, you know what I mean? It's if it drops at the beginning or the end, whatever, and it's put it in, man.
Would you say that like an engineer can make a shit song good and a good song shit?
Yeah, it works both ways. You know what I'm saying? The same way like an artist or a producer can do the same thing. It's all within your powers to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's that engineer that saves the track. And more time it's the engineer that saves the track. Puts it together.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Could also ruin the track.
Yeah, but look,
Yeah,
this is
but
this
like,
is what
you
I'm
know,
saying.
we don't
innit,
deal with
yeah?
that.
If the song is a hit, yeah, regardless of whatever engineer is gonna mix it down, it's still gonna be a hit. No. Is it not?
Not really.
Nah.
No. Because if the chorus is too loud, or the ad libs are just off, or like the structure's not right, or the bass is distorted. You know,
it takes a certain ear. You know what I'm saying? And artists, even big artists, Jay-Z and Beyonce, and that they have their engineers they go to, that they put their trust in, their faith.
Yeah, but they ain't got no tags on the beat.
Well, that's the old practice,
getting
innit?
paid
That's like
enough
how
to
they
not
do it before, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I actually got a question.
But they have credits, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're industry secrets, those engineers, you know what I'm saying?
See, when it comes to engineering that, yeah. So you see when you're like performing live on stage and that, is that the engineer that does all like sound checks and all of that?
Yeah, that's a live engineer.
Yeah,
That's
you have a
actually
live one, yeah.
So is that any different from like what you and Rose?
Yeah, because he's not recording. It's not instant. He's dealing with it as a live performance. So he's there with the whatever sound setup they have there, the stage setup. He's dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to make sure the mic sounds nice.
My question
so
is,
but if it's sounding crispy,
So this is my question. So you see that tune, that Rams tune, Barking. Sounds crisp on tunes and this and that.
yeah,
I'm sure you don't see him perform live.
that's not the engineer.
His engineer deserves a tag on that song. Like, this is a perfect example.
Because, yeah, he does.
He's a perfect
He
example.
does
That Barking,
Alive.
that live thing, that was at Capital or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
BBC.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was mad. Like,
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
more
was
time.
mad.
Okay,
He
but
apologised for that.
I've done. see, that's why I do tour, man. I've done tours with a lot of artists as well.
Yeah.
And more time, you get in there, and these people they don't care, or they're not from the background of like urban music or whatever. They're like they have their music they prefer. Like they work with indie artists or indie as in not independent, but indie as in the genre. Rock bands. They have their music they like and what they put their passion into. And if it's something else, they either one don't care or two just don't understand what the music's about, innit? So like you get Capital Extra, that engineer who's got, if you think about that job that person's got to do, it's not just, it's a compilation kind of show, innit? It's bare artists.
Yeah, but he couldn't have made him sound.
You could have made him sound
It's a live
you make him sound as good as you possibly can for the moment, and you got to move on.
You can't sing
because you haven't got all
sing.
day.
it sounded like they even try.
You know what? Maybe he didn't, because you've got like if you've got 20
No,
artists,
that performance was nothing to do with the sound quality.
if you've got like 20
he
artists,
did a shit performance.
yeah, exactly.
It had nothing to do with the sound quality.
You can't
Serious?
Yeah,
You can't make Rams
fuck all
sound
to do with
good.
the sound
Like,
quality.
I think there was both.
I think that's
bad
more
each other.
down to Rams than anything. You know what I'm saying?
it was
Because
his fault.
you like as an engineer, if you've got like 20 people on a roster, you just got to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? You're getting paid to do the show, not for that one artist. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you still.
Where it's different. And also I was saying as well, like with those artists, those engineers, that work with Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's different because you're established in the industry now. You don't have to put your track on your tag on the track. You know what I'm saying? Because you're up there. If I get one session,
DJ Mustard and DJ Khaled don't have to put their tags
they're
on the
producers.
track.
They're not.
Yeah, no, but they don't have to do it anymore.
They don't have to do it,
So
but it's their
they still
brand.
do
They
it.
do it. They do it. They still do it. But it's
Is it the
it's
same?
their choice. But that's what I'm saying. That's
People
what I'm
are
saying.
out for their tunes.
But as an up and coming
That's what I'm
engineer,
saying.
as an up and coming engineer, why not put your tag on it? Because it's helping you get your name out there. It's all forms of promotion. Why can't they have the same hustle as producers do?
This is
as
what I'm
other
saying,
artists do?
yeah.
Because if you're in the industry and you're in the scene and you're doing your thing and you're doing a good job, then you should get credit for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like what we were saying in the group chat. If I was there when you wrote a sick bar, I want my tag on the tune, bro.
Just
If
for
I
your
was there
presence.
gassing you up,
I'm not
like,
gonna lie, if I'm
I
an
want my
artist,
tag on your
yeah,
tune, bro.
If I'm an artist and I make a tune and I feel like a certain group of people help influence me for that tune, innit? Whether it's the engineer or just even my brethren just there being like, that's a sick bar, that's not a sick bar, yeah. I would want to like, you know what I'm saying, and be like, God, my brethren
what would
helped
your
me
tag
on
be?
this tune.
But
I
do
don't
you know
know.
what?
I
Yeah?
ain't
You
thought
say
about
that, yeah.
CFC influences.
You know what? I've been in studio with bare like my brethren who actually rap and make music and that, you'll be surprised the amount of times they get not influence but help from just people being in their studio.
Of course,
like, man be like, listen to something, be like, aye,
Yeah,
you
it
should
should just
change
sound
this a little
live.
bit. Do
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Change
Yeah.
that.
But that's how it
No
should
one
be.
will sit there and be like, oh, I gave you that word to use at the end. Make sure you put my name on in the album and that, bro. Like,
but look, let's put this in it. If
Do
a
you get what I'm
song
saying?
ends up, I don't know, going platinum or gold or whatever the highest one is, and it's the biggest tune of the century or something, people want to know where that tune came from. Do you know what I'm saying?
it didn't come from the engineer, because the engineer did not sit there and write the bars.
But
Did
the
not sit
engineer,
there and make the beat.
But the engineer made the auto-tune guy sound good because it's
Do you know
really
what?
easy to fuck up auto-tune.
No,
bro.
it's the same thing.
Alaji?
Do you know what this is sound
Yeah,
like to
hell
me?
yeah.
You see this engineer, bro, yeah? It's just a guy trying to play stepdad. No, my guy. Like,
Did you wait for Ro to leave before you said that?
no disrespect to Ro and that, but but like, I get what you're
That's his
saying.
stepdad.
No, like, I
But
get what you're saying.
speaking
Listen,
for
I'm not
what
even
Rose, what
listen,
Rose said earlier,
not taking down anything for stepdads. Like, it's just, it's not the initial things that you look at. It's not the body of art.
A mastered song is the most important step in releasing
exactly,
a
it's the
song.
final product.
It's like
You know what I'm saying?
the final step before you release it. Because if you have an unmastered song, it sounds like shit.
Without a
sounds
song
shit,
or
though.
a beat, you're not even going to go to the
Yeah,
engineer.
but if you don't have the
what I'm
Rose
saying?
back, you should have heard what my man said. No, I'm joking. No, if you have it, but it's the final stage. Like an industry song can't go out there unless it's mastered.
No,
it just won't
otherwise
go
it's
out.
just a demo,
I
innit?
understand
Yeah,
I
it just won't
completely
go out.
understand.
Have you had some of them? Have you had who's the guy that wrote Work for Rihanna? You know, like a
The dream.
What's the song's called? That you a reference song?
Tracks. Yeah.
A reference track. Have you heard them? They're
rough,
terrible.
They're rough,
Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
unmastered.
They don't have to be. It's just to convey the idea.
I
You know what
know,
I'm saying?
but that's the example of a song that's not mastered and not touched by an
Yeah, but
engineer.
that would be released. You know
You
what I'm saying?
understand? Yeah, but that's what it would sound
Yeah.
like if you didn't have an engineer to fix your shit up. So maybe they are just as important as the guy that makes
they
the
are,
beats.
because
but
you, as an artist, you can't people like an artist can't tell you what frequency to dip your track and how to side chain your compression on your kicks and that. You know what I'm saying? That's the engineer's job. It's the engineer's job to know these things. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
swear, if you're an
these
engineer, you
things
have to
'cause
study it as well.
you do have to study it. I studied it. I've got my sound engineer qualification. You know what I'm saying?
I rate that.
Yeah, I did
Black,
my
black.
music GCSE. Spot with the music GCSE, bro. Don't know.
Gareth's
I
got his
I
level.
C, I got
Gareth's
C.
got his level 1
Got
GMVQ.
level 3.
Level 3. Blah blah blah.
City and Guild as well. What? Nah,
You
but
got a C-Tech.
C-Tech. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's your job to know that there's a science to music as well. You know what I'm saying? And making it.
Definitely,
And
man.
there's certain things you can do that's universal tricks, like how where vocals peak at and where to take out this part of the vocal to make it sound unboxy, and you know what I'm saying. You can get technical, and it goes so deep, and part of it is down to your preference, and part of it is down to like straight science, straight knowing what frequencies are. You know what I'm saying, and knowing that bass.
This is why not everyone's an engineer, because it's so
Yeah.
dead. Like,
it's not
sorry.
dead. It's not
You
dead.
lot
I
got
find it
patience.
seriously
All of this
You lot
is
got
sounding
patience.
mad.
Yeah.
I've got a
find it real
frequency
interesting.
High pitch
I've
and
got a
whatnot.
point quickly. See how you mentioned movies earlier? It's like, see when you said the colouring or whatever of like movies.
Yeah,
and
colour
it's
grading,
similar
whatever.
to
Yeah,
similar to that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, how many times have we all seen a movie where it's like got the best actors, the best scenes, the best everything, but the movie's shit?
Yeah,
Isn't it
that
similar?
happens.
Like you're just like
No,
you can
because
polish
that's the fault of who, the screenwriter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but alright,
because
the
that's
movie's
talking about
shit,
story.
but someone
We're talking about
come
the
and made
story
it as
shit.
good as it could possibly
How is the
be.
movie shit though? If it's got the best actors, the best cinematography, and it's got wicked seat shots and all that stuff,
Yeah.
then how is it shit then? How is
Because
it
the
shit?
story's shit, and that's what a movie
But
does.
that's
It's
the
not a story.
screenwriter's job. There's always someone that's behind this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It's like not everyone knows these jobs or these roles, and it just comes together. It's magic in the end of the day, innit? Because it's like it's movie magic. That's what they say, innit? Because it all comes together to make a complete picture. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with tracks. It's like it's who, and you can pinpoint down to whose job that is. You know what I'm saying?
ain't it like that saying when in NASA when they ask the cleaner, like, what do you do? What you doing? He's like, I'm sending someone to the moon.
Yeah.
It's
He's
'cause
like,
it
yeah,
takes the
yeah.
whole team. To
Yeah,
do
it takes the whole team. It's an ecosystem.
What
You
the
know what I'm
janitor
saying?
said.
Yeah,
that
but if
day.
you're
yeah,
but if you're a
the
sound
janitor
engineer, you're not
helping
getting your
sending
tag on the
them out to
beat.
the
fam.
Sound engineer is just as much part of that thing as well. It's part of the team, and some people have these engineers that they take all across the world with them, and they swear by them, and they'll never use nobody else.
Alright, so let me ask you a
You know what I'm
question.
saying? And that's
So
a good
let's say,
position
yeah,
to be in.
You make like you got your album and this and that. Display engineered your tunes and that, yeah, whatever. Your album bangs. Make a meal, whatever.
Yeah.
What you trying to say? Like, because this engineer mixed it down and this and that, he deserves what, 50% or something?
No. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but wait,
I'm not
but
saying
that's a good. That's
I'm
a
saying
good
that-
question.
I'm saying
though.
I just wanna
That's a
know
good
that.
I'm
question.
saying this is the way it works here. As a producer and the songwriter, it's just 50-50 split.
Yeah, but should the engineer get a cut of that?
The engineer shouldn't get a cut of that. The engineer's paid for the session. He doesn't get residuals. But
should they get a cut of that?
No, so that's why it's more important for the engineer to really have his tag on certain things, because he doesn't get paid residually from that music. You know what I'm saying? And it's down to the recognition of people saying, who did that? That slaps. So giving them, you know what I'm saying, their next break, their next job. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to, innit? So it's more of a techie job for engineer.
Is he still Bangles?
You know what I'm saying?
What is he, engineer or producer?
No, he's a producer.
Yeah,
he's a producer.
Okay.
But I bet Still Bangles has engineers that he loves to work with and engineers that he wouldn't spit on.
He's probably got his own Percy.
And he's got his own personal engineer that comes everywhere with him. You know what I'm saying? He probably does. Yeah, exactly. Because if you're a producer, you do delve into that. You like that side of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you wanna know how to take your beats to the next level. It's like how do I make my beats sound like that? Or
what will make someone want to be an engineer, not a producer? Because I'll be honest with you, see, producing, making a beat, it sounds a lot more.
A lot of engineers start off as producers, though, right?
Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes not. You know what I'm saying?
Every time someone said, "What made you do it?" I was looking at her like just. Now you know what? Yeah, I think it's like when you study. If you study music, you see a whole different side of it. Because when you study music, you're not performing. You might do a bit of production, especially in like when you're doing it at GCSE level. But it's just looking at Logic and how to use Logic, and these programs are just built for that anyway. I swear Logic's not even really for recording vocals and stuff like that. It's more about
Logic's.
It's more versatile.
Pro Tools is probably the industry standard for recording vocals. That's what everyone uses in every studio all over. Nah, Fruit Loops is a Fruit Loops is David. You can't even. Can you record vocals in Fruit Loops? Logic and Waves, yeah. I mean, Logic has come a long way from, and it's been influenced a lot by Pro Tools to make sure that they can do that. But Fruit Loops,
anyone can make a beat.
But Logic is a good medium between production and recording.
So what's your final drop?
My final drop.
Should the sound engineers have a tag?
I think if it fits the mood of the track, if they're instrumental in making a track,
and not do a yes or no.
Then yeah.
It can't be 100% yes or no though, man.
But it can't be. It's not a yes all the time, and it's not no all the time. So like, I don't know. You can't just leave it at that. In fact, I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'll be honest with you. Look, it's a tricky one because, look, I'm not even taking a piss, but see this producing, engineering, all of that. If you write the song, get your credit. If you make the beat, get your credit.
But you have the credit anyway.
No disrespect, bro. But see, engineers and that. No, I can't be honest with you. Like, listen. Ro makes good music and that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that, I enjoy. But you see, when it comes to engineering this and that, they don't play a big part for me. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't look into the details.
But is that down to you're not knowing what the engineer does 100%?
How, please, bro?
You know what?
Is that you down to? I think it's because he doesn't know exactly what engineer does. You know what I'm saying?
I've actually asked around.
Honestly, I don't feel like it plays. I'm looking in the terms of, do you know what? When I do a design for my clothing brand and this and that, yeah, I might get someone to help me or something. I'm not gonna go and credit them for it, though.
You design it, yeah, and then someone makes it.
I don't go credit them for that.
Yeah,
but did you get what I'm saying though? Because it's my idea. Yeah. If without my idea, you would have nothing to make. Okay, so
Wilding.
No, it's the truth. It's my idea.
No, do you know what? But that depends. Sometimes engineers have wicked ideas that make songs. Sometimes engineers have the idea that's like,
wait,
no,
let D have his final drop. Have your say, bro.
Look, I'll be honest with you, my final drop.
Hell no.
No, like, I don't think you should. But within, listen, as bro said, within reason, in it earlier, there's and where's within reason certain tracks and this and that. But I personally don't think engineers should be shedding their light on it, only because the person that made the beat should get their say, and the person that wrote the tune and not even wrote the tune, because half of these bros, you don't even know who's writing for them. But as long as look, it's your vocals and this and that. That's the only two people I think that should necessarily be.
My final drop. I think that they shouldn't get. You shouldn't put your tag on the beat, but there should be a conversation between the royalties, because engineers are just as important as the producers. So if a producer's entitled to 50%, some of that percentage needs to go to a sound engineer, because especially with the auto-tune thing, bruv, the producer's got nothing to do with it. The fucking artist has nothing to do with it. It's the sound engineer that's doing all that magic to make you sound like you're underwater and that. So they should get some royalties in the tracks. That's my final drop. Yeah.
Engineers will be rich though. Everyone will be an engineer.
But yeah, I feel like if it's a team effort, everyone should get a piece. And when I say royalties, I don't mean 50% like the producer. A little 5% for Ro. Yeah, a little bit.
I believe that. But
Very
you know
good
what it is? I
engineer.
agree. I do agree. I was gonna disagree with you,
Wait.
but I do agree.
Let this guy have his final say.
My final drop is blatantly changed. So do you remember in the group chat the other day? I
You
was
know how he
wilding.
said in the group chat.
I
He
was
was
wilding.
wilding.
I was like,
He was like,
I
later,
didn't-
I'm gonna learn how some sound engineering.
Oh yeah, that's
But yeah, obviously I've asked my friends that are in this music thing, and I've asked them, and like obviously one of my brothers reminded me, yeah, because obviously he makes tunes, and like every so often he'll make a tune, send it off for someone to mix down, and the mix down is shit. I'm telling you, the song is shit. It'll be a banger, but they'll make it sound shit, bro. And thinking about when you think about it like that, you think like, raw, the engineer plays a big role, you know. Because, bruv, they can make a good tune
Make
shit,
or break
or
it.
they can make a shit tune good.
Well, they can make a good tune
but
even
hold
better.
on. So should you get credited for doing a good job on what your
But
work is
it's-
actually?
do you know what?
is.
It goes to Gareth's answer, innit? It's down to discretion, innit? Like, it's down to like.
Listen.
An engineer might not even want to be mentioned, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they just might want to do their thing on the low. No one even
Not
knows.
if you're Ro, bro.
no, but I'm saying because it just depends on what position you are. Like if you're Jay-Z or Beyonce's engineer, then you're at basically the peak of your career. You know what I'm saying? And like people will be seeking you out. You know what I'm saying? But if you're beginning in this game, you've
But
done
if
a
you're-
good job on the track.
If you're Jay-Z's engineer, Jay-Z ain't gonna let you engineer for no one else, bro.
You don't need to engineer. You know
Yeah, exactly.
But
You don't even
you're
need
made,
to.
you're
They don't
nice.
even need to know who you
But
are.
no,
Why?
you
Why?
can,
Jay-Z's
though.
a
You
bad
can.
example.
Obviously you can
Jay-Z and
engineer.
Beyonce are
You
a
can
bad
engineer.
example. Think
They're
of
not bad
someone that.
examples.
Think of like Future
We're
or
talking
something.
about
Drake.
different.
Future's
No,
track is
Future,
like
because-
3-4 man mentioned.
No,
in the
but
tracks,
like, it's,
bruv.
but his engineer, he must have one engineer because he sounds the same on every single track. You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
the auto tune he's got his preset
Cool.
auto tune.
Yeah, because
Do you know
basically you
what?
should be busy
So-
enough that you're not
Time,
working
but
with
I'm sure
anybody.
And then
else.
if someone like who else does
Wait,
the
I got-
auto tune
I got-
thing?
I got a perfect
Travis
one.
Scott.
No, no.
Travis Scott. They might have the same engineer.
Travis
because
Scott's
the
a
guy-
producer as well, though, so it's kind of
So-
different in that sense. Because he produces, he does
Do you
a
think
lot of his stuff.
he probably mixes down
in-house
his own
by
shit?
himself.
So
I'm
what?
saying.
Listen, this is so. It's back to do with the auto tune thing and that, yeah. But have you not seen that tune, Barbara Streisand? No, I'm talking about. No,
No.
Cool.
Barbara
Yeah.
Streisand.
or whether Barbara Streisand, whatever her name is. What's her name?
Barbara
Celine
Streisand.
Dion.
Oh, it's Barbara Streisand. Yeah, I don't know.
Barbara
from South
Streisand,
Park,
what's
yeah.
her name?
Sing it, sing the song.
I don't know the song.
Mecca
Listen,
Do you know the
anyways,
song, bro? Just sing it.
I don't know the song.
Hum it,
so-
hum it aside. Like,
Sing
we
the
don't know what
Ross
you're
Clark
talking
song,
about.
fam.
Is it
Don't
old tune?
come out here if we try to cuss me off my singing skills.
I'm cussing you, bro.
Listen, anyway,
Is
my
that
point
old
is,
tune?
yeah, no, there's one Bret on there who's got like some little keyboard thing with a straw in his mouth. On my life, he
Yeah.
comes
Roger
out,
Troutman. Do you remember Roger Troutman?
I don't know, some black guy.
Yeah, and he plays the keyboard. That's
like
the
a short
that's the vocal. Though.
That's
And he sounds
that's
like
the old
auto-tune on
school auto tune.
yeah, that's old school.
Yeah,
shit.
it's the old
But
school.
that wouldn't work.
So what do you need the engineer for if I got a keyboard with a
That was
straw?
like 25 years ago.
That's a
Because you need
keyboard
the
with a
engineer to
straw.
record it.
So-
So what? I got a
straw.
human to replace a straw on the keyboard.
So
No
you can.
disrespect to
So what you're
engineers,
saying is
that-
you
No,
can
I'm
stop the
saying is-
engineer for a
I don't
keyboard.
understand what's going on.
I'm not just the engineer. I'm an artist, engineer,
Yeah,
producer.
no,
Jeez. Yeah, Rose making
Rope
work.
to work.
You know,
Model,
he's making
model,
Rope to
cover
work.
everywhere. Listen, I get that. Of course. I'm just saying, like, I don't think an engineer should be credited for doing their job.
But I don't think you fully
Cool.
know what an engineer is, though. So
Brother,
I don't fully know what they're doing.
Wait, can I just say one
You're talking
more
about
thing?
keyboards and straws and that, bro.
Yeah, go on.
is that not auto tune?
I think yeah, look,
no.
see, it's how the industry's been. You see, someone that wants to be engineering, that's somebody that doesn't want to be on stage, innit? That doesn't want to be the main act, bro.
Yeah.
They've always been a behind the door person, innit? Yeah. So nowadays it's changed. Anybody could be a producer, engineer, blah blah blah. You get people that's out there like me. Yeah, let people know that I did that, and you get more shy engineers that be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
just
saying. But culturally, it's always been engineers that's just been quiet, the quiet people. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So people are just different now.
But the scene's
for-
growing.
for
You know
what?
what? You know what I love the fact that the scene has grown so much in the UK that we're actually having this conversation about engineers. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago, this conversation. 10 years ago, it'd be like talk about like should rappers get their credit right now? You know what I'm
it's
saying?
just- yeah,
Right now, it's that the fact it's grown so much is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know? Do you know? Do you know?
That's the
what's
one
funny though,
positive
yeah?
you take from it.